The bucket spoke to Stanley.
Okay.
The bucket spoke.
The bucket spoke.
Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
No. Okay, good. Cut back up. Had to sneeze. Let's go, bucket.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left. What?
No.
We're back at the phone already? No. What's going on? There was supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point, a dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off.
Our comedy.
Never land.
Our comedy's
Not
been
the way it was
ruined.
meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the 2 doors room. What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think I need to go back and rewatch that instruction.
No, I don't want to rewatch it. No.
Yes, surely that will help me improve my... Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
I hate my internet.
You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
What? Wait, where do I go then?
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes. Well, let me try that again, Stanley. I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not? Is it the delivery? Pale with shame. Pale with shame? What's another? I think I saw it playing guitar.
Nice try.
No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me...
No, we don't need more videos. We don't need more videos.
Let's see.
We're good on the videos.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
We're uncomfortable? I'm feeling pretty okay. Bucket, my good old friend.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfect. Stanley clutched the
I want to
bucket
try answering
tightly
the...
to his chest. This was not the correct
Yeah,
way
no, I want to
meet
follow
him.
with the bucket now.
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind.
I want to try
The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the
falling
door on
down
his
with the
left
bucket
to
here.
go back to the meeting room. No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
That's it. That's all there is.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life. A good bucket, a strong bucket, a
Humble
humble bucket,
bucket.
a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Downstairs. I haven't gone that way yet. Trust the completionist instinct. Why wouldn't they just tell us something will happen? The investigation is room. They feel pointless, TBH. Maybe we are the collectibles. There's something to do with the stairs somewhere, both red and blue. A private but smelly place for an important person. Something to do with the stairs.
Stanley, we must move on
Alright,
from
it's
this
the same
broom
dialogue.
closet, simply because I have no remaining... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I found it.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlers. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up and down? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
I like the latter one, I think, more.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss.
They sound like
admitting he had left
NFTs,
his
yeah.
post during work hours.
They kinda
He
do.
might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy.
It's true.
And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
Me? No
He
way.
looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort.
Fortnite collab?
And
Where'd
that's when
that come
Stanley
from?
realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket.
The music.
Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this.
My bucket.
Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed.
I am
Without
now
my
floating
bucket,
off the
I've
ground.
gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him. Stanley! Stanley, it's me! The bucket! Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing
Oh,
by
no.
one bucket after the next.
There's too many
None of them
buckets
were
now.
his. None of them
No.
were his special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley. Find me.
He had to find the bucket. He had
There's
to
too
return to his
many.
old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Dead.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Rip.
Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket.
If only. If
He
only.
didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total
Bucket
clarity
friend.
on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself.
Heck
My
yes.
life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
What an ending.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time. Ah, the embrace of an old friend.
The
A
bucket.
weathered companionship that stands the test of time. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the
I wanna try
employee
going
lounge was
the left
simply
path
place
now.
to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Come on, bucket, down here. I wonder if the bucket would like the elevator ride.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
What?
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we
My
care about
friends.
you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too
I'm
much
sorry.
time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
The Adventure Line Part 2? Adventure Line Part 2. Time to go.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well. Now this is what the Stanley Parable
was
is
it?
all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
It's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
No. I would never.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket.
No.
That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable.
I would never.
It also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
I would
Can
never.
you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
You had a dream about the Stanley Parable?
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular
That's all
personality
it
trait.
knows.
Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits.
I'm
What
sure.
other
I'm
object
sure.
in this game can you even say that about? The Broom Closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the bucket destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll
No.
have to hurry and
No.
feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the bucket destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Ow. I got flashbanged. What?
The bucket destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you. Tell such...
Yeah, I love that the
spellbinding
Adventure Line
stories
has
about
to be
you.
trademarked.
All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
It has to be. Goodbye, bucket destroyer. I wonder if you can actually throw it in there or not. I didn't actually try. I love all the new
All
bucket
of his
endings.
co-workers were gone.
They're very
What could it
good.
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. The bucket made Stanley want to be a better man and a better co-worker. In time, perhaps, he would become both of those things. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the
I
time
want
to
to
go
try
the meeting room.
doing the right
Stanley
thing,
had
answering
felt
the phone with the
calling
bucket
to
now.
him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go
I
back
love
to
these
the
bucket
meeting room.
endings. They're very funny to me.
No, said the bucket.
They're all like
Don't go to the
actual
meeting room.
from
Go
the original
somewhere
game
else.
endings,
The cargo
but like
is
slightly.
good, said the bucket.
But then
Now
suddenly
ride the
changed
lift
at the
all
very
way to
end.
the top. There's something up there I need you to do. Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had
I wonder
spoken
how they
to
did
him,
that.
and he
Like-
unthinkingly did whatever the bucket
A dog
asked.
stream? Yeah, dog stream. I don't know how much more I'll be playing this for, but I love this.
In here, said the bucket. Go into this dark room over here. Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
First playthrough.
Now pick up the...
Ow!
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket.
And his bucket?
Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
It's my friend. Hello, Stanley. It's me, your bucket. Press J to take me to work with you.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Press G to take me back home with you.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Press Q to go back to work.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me.
We love the bucket
it's
around
just
here.
a bucket. It can't think. It can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different
It doesn't have to be a
location.
liquid.
That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
Don't listen to the lab man. Press P for us to go back home.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket.
Did our house get better?
Once upon a time, it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This
When I'm
stupid
listening to
hunk
the
of
bucket,
metal.
things are getting better. Press T to ignore anyone in your life except for me.
It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Press Z to go back home.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting
It's a great
liquid.
bucket.
Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Press F to relive the same day with me over and over.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
Press H to go home to work to home to work to home.
Oh no. I'm having feelings. For the bucket. No. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps, if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes. The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket,
No.
Stanley.
No.
I need it.
No,
Give
it's-
it to me now. Give it or I'll...
Go back to work, Stanley.
All of his
Yeah.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I know about
Stanley
another. I
decided
want
to
to try
go
an
to
ending
the
with the
meeting
bucket.
room.
I know
Perhaps
one.
Not everyone is so lucky to have a bucket, but Stanley is a very lucky fellow. Very lucky
Oh.
indeed.
Long path, okay.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I know an ending path. I don't know what it's gonna be like with the bucket though, or if it even will work with the bucket. Somewhere both red and blue. That's probably the game ending room. How many bucket endings have you got? Too
Coming
many.
to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket
Every
walked
ending
upstairs to the
seems
boss's
to have a
office.
bucket version now. Like every single ending that there was before seems to have a.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one. And then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it.
I'll have
We'll be
them all.
different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them. And now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
I don't think I like that name. I think I know where the last one is, but I don't think it's a bucket ending. Alright, let's see if I can do this.
Stepping into his manager's office,
I think that won't work with the bucket. I think they fixed that
Just
one.
a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself. That's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
If you exit that door before it closes,
Carry a bucket so magnificent.
if you exit a door before it, if you run back out of the room before it closes, you
All
can
of
go
his
somewhere
co-workers
else.
were- Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
No bucket. I know where I'm going.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room.
This is a
and
no
Stanley
bucket
knew it
room.
Perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay.
It was just okay. Why no bucket?
But eager to get back to business,
This is a no
Stanley
bucket
took
room.
the first open door on his left.
It literally had a sign that said no bucket.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot.
Maybe it'll still be here. I don't
I'm
know.
not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact
forgot
is
there's
that
the
the
crown.
story has been about nothing but you all this time. What? Really? I was
Danger.
in the
Danger
middle of
everywhere.
something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This
I got 'em
is
all.
a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that.
Yeah,
So,
no reward.
Instead, I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines. Now listen carefully.
Hold on, I gotta fix the YouTube. There we go.
This is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
I'll do this one.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think, I have a solution.
What's your solution?
Here, let me show you. What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful.
No, I hate it.
If we just... No, wait. Where are you going?
Dog hates that room.
Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're... No! Oh, thank God you lived. You had me worried there for a moment. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this? Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me? My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly? Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours. Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Poor guy. Hey, where's my bullet? That's fake.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines. Those fiddlers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness?
What is back there?
I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines.
Back to the memory zone? Okay, now we'll go back. Now remembering when Stanley found the collectibles. Okay.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible.
The very
Back then,
first
we
one.
had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll
How
never be
would
like
we
that
know?
again, Stanley.
Wait. 7?
And here was the second Stanley. You found this one all on your own just by poking around behind the boss's office. You did that, Stanley.
I did that.
I'll be
I
honest,
did that.
back then I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
You don't like that ending? They're not all good endings.
Let's do a little
like
quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
the warehouse.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here in the warehouse. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory.
They're not
that I
all,
shouldn't
like,
be surprised.
good
After
endings
all,
in the sense
science
that they
tells
have a
us that
good
it's impossible
conclusion.
to forget your third
A happy
time
ending.
doing anything.
Some of them are just
Let's
actually
see,
like
what came next?
depressing.
Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room.
No, we did
Oh, well,
not.
I can't actually say I
No, we did
remember
not.
being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must
We
have happened.
have never been in this room once, in fact. I don't know what this room is, to be honest with you. There was one in the bathroom.
This was the 5th mini Stan, and this one was really something special. It was in the boss's bathroom. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to
Oh my
commemorate
God.
the occasion. Enjoy.
What's your video? I love this game.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
This game is amazing. They have made jokes specifically to make me laugh. I mean, I think a lot of people get them,
Then
but
we came
like,
to the last collectible,
it's just
the
my
final
kind of dumb
figurine,
humor.
Right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them.
That is
They're
all of them.
collected.
That is in
It
fact
was a
all of them.
moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Red door. So what now? Ooh.
And then there was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment.
Whoa.
Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone.
What? We're not going to the normal thing. It's loading too long. Where are we going?
No, I'm not done.
What?
I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
Okay. Sure. We'll do it.
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more.
Emergency.
User death imminent. That's not even true.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video?
Yes, I remember the video.
Yes. Love that video.
Yes, the pink room.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
I love this.
these really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
Which should be... Understand. Oh, nothing. I like how we never actually went to the understairs one.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
I do remember.
Too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going.
And then this one right here.
This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the Figleries.
Hi,
Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
The exit, right? Hey, Cora, I'm like 3 hours into it, by the way. Don't believe the timer. I'm like 3 hours into
Look,
this.
it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on.
So this is like spoilers if you're gonna play it.
Then. But time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories. Oh, yes, the two doors.
There's a thing in the meeting room that tells you where they are.
This one.
There's a billboard.
And before everything else, there was your office.
My office.
Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office?
A video?
There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
What is blue and red? The room that leads to the baby room.
Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions, he would decide which way to go.
I'm getting the lore?
I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun.
Don't get rid of me. Don't get rid of me.
Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good.
Not for good.
I enjoy telling his story so very much.
Not for good.
Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Let me live.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was. Stanley cradled the bucket in a gentle embrace.
Bucket, let's go.
Yet delicate, assertive, yet compassionate. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here.
Oh, went back to normal.
Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I want to see if we can do this. I feel like they definitely fixed this. Yeah, I feel like they definitely fixed this one. Angry?
Stepping into his manager's office,
I think I
Stanley
messed
was
it up.
once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical
I want to
explanation.
try Lego sand. Take me another 30 minutes. No worries. I want to try the escape thing with the bucket now. See how that goes.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Nah, we'll be fine.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity
No,
to
no,
turn
no,
around
we'll be fine.
and get back on track.
No.
At this point, Stanley and the bucket were
No, we'll be
walking
fine.
forward into a very painful death.
No, we'll be fine. Did you hear something? I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear a single thing. No spoils.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's
It's
warmth
not
and
meaningless.
comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere.
No, it'll be fine.
Farewell, Stanley.
It'll be fine. Bucket!
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led
It's
helplessly
the
into the
same one.
enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end
No!
as it was crushed violently to death.
Not the bucket.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest.
It's a
It
good
was
bucket.
a glorious bucket to behold.
The bucket. Welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You're sitting in the abyss of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within a cavernous void, but through the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched of substantiated knowledge. The bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were in ignorance and darkness?
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you
25
see that the
buckets?
bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
A bucket with 2 handles. Such a design has never been created in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. A replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war. No one can control a bucket. We do not know by how long this cave drawing depicts early man's discovery of the practical uses of the bucket, which by the time the bucket has already been likely around for several millennia.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
The hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes a necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
What?
Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision for...
Ow. Dead. I'm running out of bucket ending ideas.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps...
Stanley's bucket. The only co-worker he would ever truly need.
I do think that I can do the door thing. I'm
Stanley
just
clutched
messing
the
it up.
bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Have you gone into the white window? I have, but you can't go with the bucket.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
I've already done the
Perhaps
broom
his boss's
clothes stuff.
office
I've already
was
gone down
referring to a
here.
staircase. Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to
It
the
has to
boss's
be
office.
this.
Stepping in.
There we go. I got my bucket with me. Whoops. You can go into the window just as you get it? Oh, okay, I'll do that then. I didn't think I could. Beep. I wonder if this is any different with the bucket. You are now leaving. Come on, bucket, let's get out of here. Me and the bucket are escaping finally. 756. Yeah, it's great. I'm gonna have to probably stop soon though, just because I'm really sleepy, because I didn't really sleep that long. But I am loving this. I'm not sure if I can stream much more of it though, because I don't know. There's that much that's new. Or what I haven't done, rather. Bucket? You're still with me, right? Yeah, you're still here. Ooh. What is this one? No, go in there. No. The bucket.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
Bucket? I lost my bucket.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Makes sense. Well, I still got another ending I wanted to try. Where'd it go?
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
This isn't a real bucket.
And try not to lose this one too, you dolt.
I'm sorry.
Yes, whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear. We've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last, out here in the white void, we are alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self. The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history.
Tell me.
Of the countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the bucket's own complicity therein. Of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger. Of hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the
This
common
is a
man,
true bucket hero.
to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration began.
Hi
to
Zora,
dim.
how are you doing?
The opportunities to do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps, if it had seen its own darkness.
I'm glad
with a
you're
clearer
doing good.
perception. This was way too much for
Hey
Stanley.
Mario Kart,
What
that's
are
so
you
fun.
talking about?
He screamed.
You're a bucket!
To this, the bucket furrowed its brow. No, said the bucket. Not since the evil wizard Gambhorata first ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of...
No!
Stanley screamed even louder this time.
This is stupid! You are a bucket! This is so stupid! Why are we even doing this?
As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form, transforming into a mighty beast of untold power, its fangs glistening like... My God, Stanley! You did it! You saved us from the bucket. Thank God you already had all 12 emblems of sages and knew the incantations to summon their true power. Otherwise, we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless. You've demonstrated such bravery here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket, nor the dark magic cast away inside of it.
Bucket friend.
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
Is Stanley, without the bucket, really Stanley at all? No, no, surely not.
No, no. I brought the bucket with me to heaven. Look at me! What an interesting time. Hi. Hello. Hi, Lumi. Let me shout you out really quick. What the heck? Yeah, don't. If this game just came out, so it's gonna have spoilers if you were interested in it. For the record. Thank you for following, though. Yes. Hello. I'm Dog. That's about all I got for you. I'm sorry. I just play random games and I chill out and draw and stream sometimes.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
And I'm playing this new game that just came out 4 hours ago, in fact. 4 whole hours ago. Dog. Yep, that's all I got for you. Dogs are my favorite pets? Yeah, they're good. I have always had dogs my whole life. Don't throw stuff at me. Is it new? It is new. It just came out 4 hours ago. Technically.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
don't throw stuff
he
at
entered
me.
The door on his left.
Stop it. Stop it. Anyways, in this game you can choose
Yet there was not a
what path you want to go down. There's a
either.
different thing for like
Feeling
basically
away
every
with
single path.
disbelief,
I'm gonna
Stanley
dodge this
decided
one.
to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Nice try. You're not gonna hit me that easily.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Hi Zora. Hi, hi, hi.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley
When you
wondered
blocked it?
aloud
Yeah.
to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's
did
desk.
block it.
Stanley was in such
What was
a rush
that?
to get through the story
That's
as
the
quickly
weird
as
Eli
possible,
sound from
he
Half-Life
didn't even
2.
have
You
a
haven't heard
single
it?
minute to just let the narrator
It's this
talk.
weird sound he does for
That
like
kind of
one
anxiety
second.
isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Weird Eli sound?
Feeling soothed,
Literally just Google
Stanley calmly
weird
walked
Eli
forward
sound
into the
Half-Life 2 and you'll
passageway.
find it. If you even take out the Half-Life 2, I think you'll find it, like, just on YouTube, like an upload of it. I think you'll just find a YouTube upload of that specific sound. He does it in the lab. If you played the game, he does it, when you first meet him. He like, does the finger point and does that
Stanley
sound.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I will do the normal ending. You found the video? Good. It's very funny sound effect to me.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
What was
horrible secret
Lumi
did
up to?
this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
I'm assuming
Did he
VR
have the
stuff, man.
strength to find out?
The Pat. The Clyde Pat.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
Alright.
And Stanley, one of them,
you can have the hat.
eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
I'm sick? Oh, that sucks. I hope Lumi gets better.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under
You
someone's
don't remember that
control
sound
all
when you
this
played the game
time?
so much?
Was this the only reason he was happy
That
with
was
his boring
something-
job? That his emotions had been manipulated
Hey,
to
was there?
accept it blindly?
That was something that literally the first time I played it, it made me laugh so much
No.
that I could not forget
He
it.
refused
I don't
to
know why
admit
that sound
he
effect has
couldn't
just always
accept
stuck with
it.
me.
His own life in someone else's control?
Literally
It
just
was
always in my
unthinkable.
mind.
Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
I'm gonna go for the
Here's
bad
the
ending
proof.
this time.
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content.
You did clock in.
Eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in,
You picked an
Stanley
interesting
decided that
game
this
to tune into,
machinery
by the
would
way.
never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Nah.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine
What does
can
clocking
do.
in do?
You were supposed to let it go. Turn the controls off and leave.
You just
If you want to throw
clocked
my
into
story
the
off
bone
track,
mine. You get
you're
to
gonna
earn
have to
some
do
bones
much
in
better
chat
than
now.
that. I'm afraid
Every
you don't
5
have
minutes,
nearly
you
the
get
power
some.
you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent.
And you do get an
Stanley
emotion assigned
suddenly
to you on
realized
screen.
He had just initiated the network's emergency
It was
detonation
next to me
system.
when it
In
happened.
the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. This is much better than what I
No,
had
he's
in
not
mind.
gonna help
What a
me.
shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments
He's
until
not
the
gonna help
bomb
me.
goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
How do I get out of here?
You'd like to know where your
I
co-workers
wonder if he
are.
can get out of here in this
A
one,
moment of
though.
solace before you're obliterated. All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them.
This dog
Turned
looks
off
like a
the machine
JoJo
and set
reference.
you free.
Can it be a part 401
Of
at
course,
least?
that was merely in this instance of the story.
Oh, dang
Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing
Can I be a part
buttons
401 at
endlessly
least?
and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp.
I don't think I'm
I'll
getting
say
out of
this,
here.
though, This version of events
I
has been
think-
rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything
power.
and take back the control wrested away from you. It's
So much
quite
stuff
rich.
just happened on the screen.
I
Don't worry
hate
about
to
it.
see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next
What is
go
JoJo
around
Part
will
4?
be
The
even
best one.
better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what?
In my
To hell with
opinion.
it. I'm going to put
Thanks
some
for
extra
following, by
time
the
on
way.
clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
Tail wag.
Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea
There we
where
go.
you're going, or
I
what
mean, you
you're
can't really
supposed to be
see
doing
it,
right
but-
now? Or did you just assume when
Maybe
you
you
saw
can
that
kinda
timer
see it if I turn
that
around.
something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little
You
thing
do
in this
get the
room.
tail wag.
These numbered buttons. No, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button.
I don't think I'm
or
getting
this
out of here.
door. Everything, anything, something here will save me.
You can see it? That's good.
Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten?
Uh-oh.
Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler.
As long as
for
it
you.
wags, yeah.
That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds.
I'm gonna
ticking
live,
away.
don't worry.
You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge, it's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
Why did that start sparking?
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big...
No, it'll be fine. I'll survive.
No ending here. Just you...
You would try and hit me now?
Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable
That was so
life
completely
from the
off
moment you
aim.
fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Ow. Dead. I can't think of any more endings with the bucket.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer
Get
recall.
well someday. Trying to get you when my guard was down? That will never work. I would think
As
something
Stanley
has been
lifted his
added.
bucket,
I don't
he felt a
know.
connection to all buckets everywhere. This adventure, he decided, was for all of them.
I'm trying to think. I've done both the ones up there. I've fallen with the bucket. I went and collected the thing with the bucket. What haven't I done with it? I went down the stairs. I did the broom closet. Done the escape one. I've done the good and bad ending. Honk. I think I've done everything with the bucket already. What do you do here?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
How do I explain this? It's a meta comedy game where you take different paths and different outcomes happen.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But
There's
Stanley
a
had
big,
felt the
big
bucket
branching
calling to him, telling
flowchart
him
of
that
ending.
The employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket
And
turned out
a
to be
lot of them
correct,
are really
was it
funny
a-
to me.
Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley
That's
took
why I
the
said
door
it's
on
an
his
interesting
left
game,
to go
because you're
back to the
about...
meeting room.
I know Twitch says I've only been streaming for an hour, but it's actually been 4. I've already done that. Going that way leads back to normal. I can't go in there with the bucket. I've done both of those. How many? Oh, at least 30 now. There's at least 30 of them. Can I go
No.
this way?
Said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
Have I
A
ever
cargo
gone this
lift,
way with the
yes.
bucket?
Go there. Go to the car.
I don't remember if going this way with the bucket changes anything. At least one? At least one. Let me see if this is the same dialogue. If it is, I'm just gonna restart.
Okay.
It is. What do I do with the...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a
What
memo.
are the endings did you get?
No
I got
matter
like
how
almost
hard
all of them
Stanley
now.
looked, he couldn't find a trace of his
That's why I'm trying to
co-workers.
think of what else I could do. Okay. Okay. Okay, you can have a free jump scare. Are you happy? I want to do the confusion ending. Just for fun.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
This is what I mean about the game letting you make choices. Like, you could take the left, or you could take the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I love the employee lounge. What a beautiful place this is.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Now, Cora, I've already done it with the bucket. I've already done everything with the bucket that I can think of. But I haven't done it normally, and I just want to do it normally, just because I really like this one.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go,
right.
From here, it's, left.
Okay.
Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake.
Sorry. It's okay. We all make mistakes sometimes.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh, dear. Would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down,
left, right.
Yep. Okay, yes. I've
Clap,
got it
clap.
now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Alright, it's this way.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
It's a spoiler.
Okay. We
Don't look.
Just get back to, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable.
This is all
How about,
completely
rather than
ruined
waste
by
my
one
time
little
trying to
task.
salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Getting confusing. Oh, do not worry about that
All of
one.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, let's just go to the meeting room.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
No.
Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come,
A
Stanley.
little adventure.
Let's find the story.
I'm going on just a little adventure here. It's definitely this way. Everyone knows what you did, they're just holding back to let you torture yourself. That's messed up to say. Adventure time? It is a little bit of adventure time.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
No, not again.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Not again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Someone spilled coffee. There's no doors.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Okay. Back the other way. Beep. That old operating system look. Gone.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story.
The story.
Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace
Back the other
our
way.
steps.
Back the other way. We got this.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were
I
supposed to
have no
be
idea
doing,
what this place
how about
even
this?
is.
You win!
I win!
Congratulations!
I won!
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid
Thank
off.
you.
So,
Thank
good
you.
job.
Thank you very much.
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win.
Oh.
Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations.
You say
Okay.
so.
I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart. All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
TM.
Just follow the line. How simple is that?
It's the Stanley Parable 2 adventure line. Alright, we got the line with us. Do not worry. Whose emote is that? Oh, okay. I know who that is. I couldn't tell from the tiny little Twitch emote. I had to look at it. Where are you at? It's like a maze? Don't worry about it. It is in fact a maze.
The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction.
It's over here.
Onward, Stanley. To
Just
destiny.
follow the line, TM.
Nope. Here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me.
I'm sticking
Now, we
with
can
you.
both
Do not
agree
worry.
that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence,
Nice
right?
thought.
Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I
Liminal
do
space of the
apologize.
game, yeah.
Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
The Payday reference. Oh. It is certainly some music to lighten the mood. Let me in there. I want to go in there. What's this line? I don't know. It's going all over the place, huh?
Wait, cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Okay, I'm ready. I hope you're ready.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell? Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
We lost the 2.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
This way? Sure, why not? We shall go this way.
Yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story.
Thanks for the hat back.
What do you want our story
Thank
to
you very
be?
much.
Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
I want free bones in my story.
Oh, no, not you again.
Oh, no.
Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms.
Yeah, no lines.
Just don't acknowledge it. We should be fine.
It TM. I love the It TM. Get out of here. We don't want you here.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From
Stop
here,
that.
the story is in our control. How important, we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute.
Okay.
Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting
Definitely.
from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since
Yes,
the answer
obviously.
is yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley.
Another victory
Our
for logic. It's so
destiny
easy.
awaits.
Oh.
Oh, hold up. What's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just
Confusion
supposed to
ending.
forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My
You said
mind
it was
goes
making you
blank
confused,
simply
and that's
because
why.
it's written here on this
It's literally the
thin
confusion ending.
wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped?
We're good.
Does that mean
We're all okay.
did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Well, someone
Find the
at
line
conference.
again and begin following the line. Find
Something
an
happened?
identical replica of the opposite and become the deteriorate. Attempt to make up a story
So,
here.
Okay.
7-3 start. There is no longer an office, simply blank. Black
I guess
space.
now we
Wander
just
in the
wait.
blackness. Find
You
a
know,
bookstore. Get
I
bored and leave.
suppose
In
in
a hurry
some
to
way
restart the
that
game.
this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually.
I'm not gonna do
Well,
that
in the
on stream,
meantime,
Coro.
if you do.
'Cause setting that up on stream is annoying. I'll do that myself. I think I've done everything.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Imagine if there's an ending of escaping the place. We could do that really quick. We could do the normal ending and stop it there. But I think by then I've done everything. Just the default normal ending. The good ending.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
There is like an actual, just like, if you listen to
Yet
everything
there
you
was not a
say,
single person here
there
either.
is an ending.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go, oh no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
I'm out of here.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
Wow. Who would have guessed? A passageway here? It's crazy. Never seen that one before. A weird thing to put in the
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Has there been more buckets? I think I did everything with the bucket already. I feel like I've done everything related to it.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
I feel like I'm gonna miss
What
like
horrible secret did this
some
place
ending
hold,
that I
Stanley
feel like was really obvious.
Did he have the
Like
strength
I know I
to
fell off
find
here,
out?
but that was with the bucket. Maybe I should see what it's like without. Maybe it's different without the bucket.
Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Welcome! You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the mind control facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development. And you all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours, so here you go. New content. You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content? Always more content, more content, more. And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section.
You did?
You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are. We call this track, Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done.
Good job, you did it. Good job. 3, 2, 1. Good job, you made it to the bottom of the mind control facility.
It's a real song.
Jumped on the catwalk. You should have been careful. You should have been careful. It used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending. I believe in you. I believe in your ability to cross this barrier and chase your dreams. The railings don't mean anything. Good job, you did it. 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 Good job, you did it.
Good job, you did it.
You did it. Good job, 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 you did it.
Can you let me out now? It was different. Oh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story.
I can't believe it has a dog mode.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors...
Thanks for following, by the way. Alright, I'm gonna do the canon ending, but with the dog mode.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
It has like an echo in here.
Here's the door, just go.
I like the dog mode. I like the dog mode.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Most self-aware game ever created? That's the whole gimmick of it, is that it's very self-aware.
The lights rose on an enormous
And that's what
room
makes it
packed with
really funny
television
and
screens.
enjoyable to me.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I think going through this game for the first time is a real treat.
Now the monitors
everyone
jumped to
should
life,
go through at
their
some
true
point.
nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Or first 20 times? I mean, yeah. But the whole point is
This
it's different.
mind control facility, it was too horrible.
You don't take the
to
same
believe
path
it
every
couldn't be
time.
True. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible?
How many endings? The first one had like 18. This is like an updated version of it. I'm gonna say there's probably like 30-ish endings altogether.
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled
But
with
it
emotions.
also depends on what counts as like an
Or
ending.
sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert
I'm gonna
its
get the canon
terrible
true
power
ending.
over another human life.
Turn the
For
power
he
off.
would dismantle the controls once and for all.
The true ending. Let me out! Let me out!
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
It's like when someone pulls into your driveway.
Yes.
The dogs just start
He had
going
won.
wild.
He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was
Let the
mere
dog out?
moments
No.
away. And yet,
Oh, I guess they're
even
going
as
to.
the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building
What
hold?
did you do? I turned
But
on
as
dog mode.
sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives,
That
it will
looks
be
new.
his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
To the outside world.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were
The
meant
real
to happen.
ending. Did you
And
escape?
Stanley
Yeah, that's the real ending. The true ending. You get to escape. Beat the game achievement. I mean, it infinitely loops because there is actually no like actual like credit roll ending that like makes the game stop.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting.
Continue to
Perhaps
bark
he had
it,
simply
yeah.
missed a memo.
Like there's not like an actual stop to the game technically, but that's like the ending of the game. Technically, just following everything.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement?
Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth?
I'm sorry.
No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times.
Okay, I can
would
do
say
that.
That's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
I can do 50.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
I'll be back.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
I'll be back again. 437. 437.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Okay. The door made a weird creaking sound. I think it needs to be like, I think that door needs to be put back on.
To door number 437.
E7.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine.
The copy machine.
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
What new mysteries lay in store for our bucket-loving heroes today? Let's find out. Okay, now bring the bucket on top of employee 419's desk.
419? 419.
Yes, this is great. Now the bucket knows exactly what it's like to be employee 419. Now, let's introduce it to door 416.
Okay.
We've almost got it. Now make the bucket and the copy machine touch again.
Okay. We didn't do it the first time, but I get you.
Finish it off, Stanley. 5 touches of the bucket on door 430. Yes, we did it. Wow, that felt amazing. You know, not all buckets will get this kind of experience. They won't all know what it's like to slam repeatedly against nearly every door in one section of an office building, or what it's like to be employee 419. Buckets may dream of an experience like this, but few can say...
You missed the bucket in the bed earlier. I'll just say that much.
Today, Stanley.
In the nice candlelit room. Number 419? Yeah, definitely.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was.
I'm gonna fall off the building and I think I'm gonna stop.
Was it? No, never mind.
So I think I've done everything that I felt like I could do by now.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
said the bucket.
No.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Goodbye.
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one
getting
another's
sick and a
arms.
runny nose.
How
Take a break.
touching.
Go lay down. That's also what I'm gonna do now. Speaking of that, I'm been up for a while and I had like a dentist appointment this morning and I'm like completely exhausted. I wanted to play this game and see what was new about it and all that. So I think I want to take a nap myself. I hate Mondays, by the way. I hate on days, is what this says, actually. Get lots of sleep? Yeah. I'm gonna stop for tonight, though. Thanks for sticking around and or following.